David G here, founder of the Internet Marketing Party, and I am absolutely thrilled to be bringing you one of the legends of the online marketing space, the one, the only, Mike Filsaime. How are you, Mike?
Doing good. Glad to be here, David. Gonna have fun.
It's exciting. So, Mike, for those of you that live under a rock or who, for whatever reason, maybe you just got started online or you come from a completely different arena of marketing or something, Mike Filsaime has been online for how many years now is it, Mike?
I bought my first domain in October of 2002, made my first dollar in March of 2003, so it's 12 years now.
12 years. And in those 12 years, I mean, everyone knows about the John Reese famous $1 million launch. So John Reese was the first $1 million launch, and then 16 months later, Mike Filsaime marched along with the second $1 million launch online. And now they're very common; they happen all the time. But in the last, what is it, 9, 10 years? You said?
Yeah, about the last 9 years. Yeah,
about the last 9 years, Mike's the only one that has consistently had at least $3 million launches
per year for new products.
Yeah, for new products, and over that period of time, over things, which is one of the things he's going to be talking about the party. You'll see what this means. This is a precursor. Has generated over 50 million online. But beyond all that, because there's going to be some people who say, wow, that's a lot of money, and there's going to be other people that say, wow, I thought he'd done more than that, right? But the money's one thing, but getting to know Mike both over the last several years, I think we've been to at least 4 epic parties with Mike where he was either hosting or had something really important to do with it, or he was just there.
Too many of those, honestly.
Yeah, man, it's that San Diego. Before you lived there, the party out at the Hard Rock after List Control.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that was fun times. So anyway, we've had fun, but as I'm getting to know you better as a thinker, as a human, beyond like somebody we see each other at parties or a colleague in business, I'm really enjoying getting to know the giver, the warm-hearted dude that you are, the thinker that's interested in astrophysics and cosmology and the like really how psychology works in the mind, and that your brain automatically goes to systems and to seeing something from the beginning to the end, all the way to completion. So I'm really stoked to have you on our stage. We've only had 3 internet marketing parties in San Diego, and they've been getting progressively bigger. With Kern, with Ryan Lee, with Clay Collins, and now Mike Filsaime. So
I'm honored to be among those names. I went through your site and saw Kern, saw Perry Belcher there. So I'm in good company. It's an honor to be there with some of those big names you've had over the years.
Well, you're right. You're on the same panel, man. You're right there as your peers. So
happy to hear that.
So what is it that people are going to be flying in from all over the country, all over the world, because I think Perry and Ryan and Roland have like 4,000 people coming to traffic and conversion.
Still don't know how they're doing it. I'm in awe from that. Yeah. So, here's what I'm going to be talking about. Here's why I hope number one that you guys show up live and in person. And
Monday, February the 16th.
What day?
Monday,
February 16th.
Yeah.
So this is the presentation is going to be something that's dear to my heart, but tactical. Because over the years, as David just said, we've had over 20 different individual products that have done $1 million launches. So yeah, cool for that. But my talk is going to be for serial entrepreneurs. So if you're a serial entrepreneur, and chances are you are, you're doing multiple new products, finding new partners, launching a few new products per year. Serial entrepreneurs, as I was telling David, as opposed to maybe like, one of my heroes lately is a guy who spoke, you just mentioned his name, Clay Collins. Focus, going to build a company, going to build a business, not a biz, as Clay Collins says. And every day Clay wakes up and he says, how can I find a new customer for lead pages and find a way to make lead pages better? And he lives, breathes, sleeps that company. So I wouldn't categorize him necessarily as a serial entrepreneur. He's a big thinker. He's building something to last, and I love that. But how can we still have the benefits of what Clay Collins does when we have this disease of being a serial entrepreneur? And looking back at what I did, I've created multiple companies over the years. I've had software services companies like Pay.com, which I've recently sold. We have Deal Guarding, we have Webinar Jam, we have Evergreen Business Systems. So these are software companies. And then just this year with Andy, we did Traffic Genesis, Video Genesis, Genesis Labs, and of course Webinar Jam. So the point is, when you're constantly looking and moving forward and taking the resources from your company to launch products, you end up in this quadrant of the 4 quadrants, always operating in urgent, important. So the 4 quadrants are urgent, important, not urgent, important, not urgent, not important, and urgent, not important. So obviously the last thing you ever want to be working on is something that is not urgent and important. Not urgent and not important. Your staff will tell you that there's a fire going on. But if it's not urgent and it's not important, you should never deal with that. But most of us operate, David, including myself over many, many years, under urgent and important. And what that means is we're always operating on something that needs to be done today or under a deadline or it needs to be done next week. And what that means is there's important stuff that needs to be done in the company, like building funnels for your previous products, right? Building advertising, finally putting all those videos you did onto YouTube, right? Looking into YouTube advertising, finally doing pay-per-click that you stopped doing years ago, all these different things. That's in the important category. That's the list that you do every year. When you say, my New Year's resolution, I'm going to do all that stuff. And what happens is, because we don't have the right processes in place, none of that stuff happens until it filters into urgent, important. And we're always working on these things. Well, I need to call the JV partners because we're having a launch next week. And well, we've got to do the product because we're launching. We've got to make sure the product is done. And I ran my company like that for years. And finally, over the last 12 months, we found a way to, and this is what I'm going to be talking about in February, we found a way to be operating our business going forward, and that means all the stuff that this comet, the cosmos guy, is coming through the sky and burning, its way through marketing. That's important. We need to be out there like Apple with the iWatch, and before that with the iPad, and then the iPhone, and before that the iPod, and the Macintosh, and the MacBooks. Bringing new products is important in an industry, in my opinion, to continue to build a brand. But you don't come out with the iWatch and then stop developing iOS and stop developing your Mac and stop developing your other products. Apple has a way where they continue to make everything they have great. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, is how you can come in like a comet but not have everything that's behind you evaporate like what happens with a comet. All right, so we're going to be talking about how you can put systems in place from the second that you start planning your product, that you have a team dedicated to taking everything that you're leaving in your wake behind you to build funnels, build advertising, and piggyback those products into the autoresponder. So when they come in to buy Video Genesis, whether they buy or they don't buy, the end of that funnel leads into our continuity program for Genesis Labs. And then that goes into Webinar Jam. And then that leads into Traffic Genesis. And that goes into Conversion Genesis and Deal Guarding. And when they log in the membership area for one product, we can advertise our other products and how our email signatures should look in our autoresponders. I'm going to break all that stuff down so that you know that even if you didn't launch a product for the next couple of years, everything that you have behind you is passive income that's set and forget for you because you have the right team working on that stuff for you.
Very nice. I just saw it all laid out. It started to look like the spaceship in Interstellar.
Yeah, right. That was a beautiful ship.
Yeah. Well, good stuff, man. This is going to be exciting. What would you say to somebody who's thinking to themselves, man, I already bought my plane ticket. I don't fly in till Tuesday morning or late Monday night. Should I go?
Oh my goodness, yeah. No, you got to get in early. If you're going to traffic and conversion only, I think traffic and conversion is a wonderful thing. It's exhausting, and you're going to be there to take notes, and you're going to have those notes to take back and implement. What I've learned in my business, that just as important as all the information that you get and all the action that you take, is the networking relationships that you get in order to get those things done. We live in a very great time right now. We are not local businesses only operating, delis and dry cleaners. We live in a world of leverage and relationships. Now, we can go out and we can buy all the media we want, but I still think the easiest path to building a brand instantly is building a network and having people that you can rely on for different technology, different merchant accounts, affiliates, joint ventures, product creation. And this is where it happens at a place like at the Internet Marketing Party that David's doing. I've been to a couple of them. I was here, one in San Diego, I was one in Austin. I think it was even one prior to that as well. And I'm blown away by the quality of people that you have there, and I love that people don't come out there passing business cards, down your face. It's real relationships are made. So I think you owe it to yourself. If you already bought the plane ticket and you're coming down, just change that date a little bit. Get down there, because from what I can see, there's a very, very good percentage, based on what I've seen in the past, of the coolest people in the industry show up at this thing, and it would be a great loss not to take advantage of the networking.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you so much, and I just feel I want to share with you how much that means to me. Is for those of you watching, Mike believes so much in the power of networking that he has his own networking thing that he's been doing for how many years?
It's our 9th annual Marketers Cruise, and it just sold out today. Yeah, we're setting sail with 440 people. So, if you go to an event, right, you go to an event, you see 200, 300, 400 people in a room. You say, wow, that's incredible. They got 400 people in a room for 3 days. We get that same amount of people to take a vacation every year together, just under the same exact spirit that you're doing, Dave. Come in, be who you are, have a drink, relax, get to people. That opportunity that we're getting to do, when you get to know people, it changes everything. I always tell people, and I'm going to be a little blunt here, David, but there's a silver lining to this. Nobody gives a darn about you or your product when they don't know you. An email that says 50% commission, upsells, EPCs, $3, they are all over the place. Nobody's looking for another offer. It's just, hit that archive button in Gmail. People do things for people they know, like, and trust. And when you know somebody down to the fact that David likes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm a huge UFC fan. We had business to talk about 3 weeks ago. We did nothing but talk about mixed martial arts for about 20 minutes. And then you get to know somebody, and once you get to know somebody, that's when they will do anything for you and you'll do anything for them. And that doesn't happen by sending a message to somebody in Facebook or an email talking about percentages and earnings per click and what your product does. We are all good-hearted people. You don't belong at this event, and that's why you're invited, because you don't belong at this event if you don't care for your customers, if you don't put a good product out there, if you don't have good marketing or intend to have good marketing and service a customer. We all bring that to the game, and so do you, the people that are watching this. I always call that, like in Wheel of Fortune, before you get to solve the puzzle, they give you RSTLNE. That's a given. Those are the consonants and vowels that we get coming to the game. So just simply having a good product and the fact that you care about your customer doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the support or the affiliates or the networking that you need if you don't know somebody. When you know somebody down to the level, when you know their kids' names, where they live, and the fact that they're into mixed martial arts or cooking pasta on Fridays or whatever with their family, the next time you contact that person, you wish them a Merry Christmas, you've earned the right to say, hey, by the way, just want to let you know something. In April, I'm doing this with my product. And they say, cool, let me know what I can do. I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen when you come to this Internet Marketing Party. The networking is incredible. I know it firsthand.
Wow.
And you'll have a lot of fun.
I got to tell you, if anybody heard the little, that was my timer saying you were out of time. And I thought that I stopped you.
Perfect.
You were like giving me the best testimonial in the history of testimonials.
Thank you.
It was heartfelt, and if after watching that you don't feel absolutely inspired, compelled, and driven to be at the Internet Marketing Party, then we don't want you there. So one last piece of thing I want to say is, if you're not on the marketers cruise that's coming up, it will be likely the first time you see Mr. and Mrs. Mike Filsaime in public.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, last year on the marketers cruise, right after a mastermind session, I told Don to make sure Michelle's in the theater. They'd have to dig back probably to March on my Facebook wall to find it. I actually posted it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you know a guy named Jonathan Otto?
Yep.
He does. So he was there. It was all his idea. He wanted to film and created a documentary all week. He edited it each night on the ship, and he made a video. And then finally asked me questions why I'm in love with Michelle and all this stuff, and got footage of her at the beach. And then on stage, right at the end of a mastermind, I said, guys, I've just got one more quick video I want you to watch. It's not a marketing video. We played the video. Michelle was there watching me confess my love. The video went down in front of everybody on the marketers cruise. I went over, asked her to marry me on the one of the last days of the cruise last year. And I said, we're going to get married the following year on the cruise ship. So January 25th, which is about 11 days from today when we're recording this, Michelle and I, second we get on the ship, we're getting married with about 150 of our family, friends and family and guests. And then the rest of the people, the 2,000 people will be getting on, 450 of which are taking their vacation, online entrepreneurs like you, me, and the people watching this. And that's at Marketers Cruise. They can't make it this year. We're sold out. But if you guys are interested, certainly marketerscruise.com. We'd love to see you in 2016 next year. Thanks for the plug there, David. I appreciate
absolutely.
that.
It's just my way of reciprocating the energy and the vibe and the way you're being. So yeah, man. And this is like we're doing real time what you're talking about on the cruise, right? Or at the internet marketing party. So good stuff. Well, I was hoping Michelle would make a cameo, but I love Michelle. She's the best.
I'll slide her chair over.
I didn't know if I should.
Hey, of course you should.
See you later.
Will you be at the party?
My lovely lady. I'm the lucky guy.
Yeah. So anyway, with that, it's going to be Monday, February the 16th in San Diego. I don't know why I keep, because every once in a while I give the wrong date, and my partners are like, "Dude, you fucked up the date." So yeah, it's Monday, February the 16th, the night before Traffic and Conversion kicks off in San Diego. Register below. Mike, any parting words before we say goodnight?
Yeah, you guys, these are going out to people that we know most likely going to that event. By all means, change your flight, get there early, come have a good time. It's great to learn and everything like that, and they'll have formal networking parties. But if you want to let loose with people in the industry and be yourself, and that's where you find the best people, make sure to be there. Change that flight if you have to. It's only an extra day there, and you'll be glad you did.
All right.
See you there.
Thanks, Mike. See everybody there.
Bye-bye.